Hi, I'm Sam, and this is Slow Snail Stitching. Welcome back to my FlossTube channel. I am excited to be filming this today. It's been about 2 weeks since I was here last, and this is not the video I thought I would be filming today. In fact, in my last FlossTube, I said pretty blatantly I would not be filming a WIP parade today. However, I do feel like this is a hybrid between a regular floss tube and a WIP parade, simply because all of these projects that you're going to see today I have touched and stitched on as of this week. So I think there might be 2 to 3 projects that I'll show that I haven't stitched on, but they are in line right now. But I'm very excited to show you what I've gotten done this week. I woke up on Martin Luther King Jr. Day and I was really feeling indecisive about what I wanted to stitch. In fact, I just wanted to stitch everything. And that's when I was like, wait, who says I can't do that? So I gave myself the challenge of putting 200 stitches in all of my projects. And I am happy to say I have knocked it out of the park this week and I have done just that. So these, I don't have any of my notes with me today because I'm actually on a time crunch. I need to go pick up my little dog from the groomer. He's gonna have a cute little haircut. So I don't want to sit here and get too bogged down. If I don't know something, I will put it up in the screen during editing. So let's get started with the WIP parade. Okay, first project I have here is what I consider my vacation or beach stitch. And that is Sekhmet by Quaternion Creations. So, the only time I have stitched on this outside of this week was on a beach vacation with my family. I love, like reading anything like Egyptian historical fiction or, anything Egypt themed. Listen, I've said this before, I'll say it again. All the hot girls had an ancient Egypt phase when they were in, elementary school. Mine has continued and I was super excited to stitch this. Summer is usually when I reach for those types of books, and I have to say, stitching a pattern and reading a book with this, particular deity in it at the same time was really fun this summer. This is on a 20 count vintage country mocha using all called for DMC. Is currently living in a little Amazon bag, and this is so much fun. I forgot how fast I can stitch with a single strand of DMC, because you don't have to worry about variegation. 20 count in hand, girl, I was flying through this one. So this was really exciting to stitch on this week, and I don't know if it's one I want to pull out again before the beach. Maybe I save it for that as a special occasion, but it was fun revisiting it since I haven't touched it since June of last year. My next project, which lives in this project bag that I quilted, very cute, is a pattern. Don't know the name of it. It is by Box, something like that. I think it's like Hares in the Moon, and here it is. This is actually a finished object for me. This is finished. I am not doing the other hare, and I'm not doing the moon or the stars in this pattern. So I was excited to pick this up about 168 stitches later, which I cannot believe that's how much I needed to finish this. And I knocked this out. So this is on a piece of what is this? I want to call it wild olive or like Riviera olive or something like that. I think it's Witchelt. It is an 18 count Aida, I believe, and this is Midnight Dinky Dyes silk. I don't like this Aida. This is the crunchiest, stiffest Aida. I didn't even want to iron it, so I just left it in the hoop. I don't think I don't know if you can hear that. It's awful. I'll probably make this into the front of a project bag, is what I'm imagining. But glad to have knocked it out. Glad that it is not hanging in purgatory behind me anymore. It was kind of like hanging up behind my desk, and I just had to look at it all the time. I'm glad it's done. So I will finish this and I will reclaim my project bag. This is a nice big project bag, and it doesn't need just one little project in there. The next project I have is one you haven't seen before, also living in a project bag that I made. So not only is that, I think this is brand new since my last video. No, maybe, I don't remember. What I'm talking about though is, this is Passages by Shaded Stitchery. Now this came as a bookmark pattern for 2 bookmarks, a larger one and a mini bookmark. I did not want to stitch it like a bookmark. I wanted to stitch it as a triptych. So what I am doing, I will post a picture right here of the idea that I have, which is to have the main bookmark in the center and then the 2 mini bookmarks mirrored on either side to kind of just create a larger motif. I've put quite a few stitches in this in the past week or so, and this is what it's currently looking like. This is on a piece of 16 count Smooth Sailing by Roxy Floss, and I am using most of the called for DMC. This pattern does call for DMC variegation, like a variegated DMC that I'm pretty sure is not being sold anymore. So I'm substituting that for some Weeks. I think Winx Dye Works floss. So it'll be fine. It's gonna be cute. I already like it. I'm telling you, the dark stitching in this bookmark is dense. It's so dense. And of course, I just don't know if I'm gonna be able, you can see here, you see all these like little dots. I know that's just in the picture, it's the perforated paper showing through. Here it's gonna be my fabric, or is it? Or am I gonna bead every single little dot? I'm probably gonna bead it. You know, I can't help myself sometimes. And I thought about doing beading on the middle one as well, maybe in some of these like little sprinkled dots. I don't know. To be determined. Let's not make rash decisions right now. I don't want to make plans that I don't keep, which I often do. All right, this next project, let me tell you, this has been the most exciting surprise of this entire experiment. Truly, whenever I went into wanting to stitch 200 stitches on everything, I was like, I'm dreading. I want to stitch most everything, but I'm dreading a couple of projects. And this next project was at the top of my list of things I did not want to touch. And it's the project that I had the most fun stitching on. And it has shocked me. It has shocked me to my core, where I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna pull this out all the time now. Like, I want to focus on this. This is what I want to focus my entire stitching on. Truly, I had to like pump the brakes at 200 stitches and be like, no more. You can come back to it after the experiment's done. Can anybody guess? If you've been here, you know that there's like one project I like cringe at all the time. Before I show you the project, here is the project bag it is living in that I made. And the project I'm talking about is Black House by Long Dog Samplers. So, I stand by everything I said about these silks. I've talked about the silks, I'm pretty sure, in my last video. These right here, these gorgeous, lovely, beautiful, crunchy silks. What I have realized is I actually got to use a couple new colors in, I got to use like this like light, like cantaloupe type color. There was another color that I hadn't touched before. Your mileage may vary on the crunchiness of these silks. So that pretty cantaloupe color, listen, those were, I think it was this one. That's as smooth as any Dinky Dyes silk I have ever used. I honestly had a moment where I was like, am I crazy? Did I imagine that these silks were crunchy? Because I've talked to other people before and was like, do you have a problem with these silks? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's just me. But I went back because it really was bothering me. And I remembered specifically this, which I love it, this like slate greenish gray color being like awful. And I touched it again and it is awful. But I went through and just kind of like did a touch test, and not all of these are bad. So, and by bad, I mean, crunchy, kind of dry feeling. So I just have to say, I have always loved this color palette with every fiber of my being. These greens that are in there are just perfect. And this looks so good. What I learned is I just want to stitch on this now, and I've been thinking about it consistently ever since. This is a very large project. I am doing it in kind of memory of my dog Moo, who passed away not last year but the year before. Wow, time flies, right? And she was a little black dog, and I don't know, black house, black dog. Something about this piece has always kind of like reminded me of her. So I will be picking this up more. I will not let this languish like it was before. Now that, I don't know, I feel like it's not as bad as maybe I thought it was. So very exciting here. Okay, complete opposite problem that I had. I went into this thinking, okay, some projects are going to be kind of a nightmare. It's why I don't stitch on them. And then other projects, I'm going to get like an easy breezy 200 stitches, call it a day. This project is one that I imagine I was like, oh, I will fly through that. And it turned out to be a nightmare. And I was like, what on God's green earth is happening here? And what I'm talking about is Hare and Tomato by Wanderling Stitches. Y'all, I love this. And I love these colors. And I think these little tomatoes and little rabbit is just so, like, cute, right? It's a really cute motif, even though I don't have the whole rabbit in there. But, like, the tomatoes will kind of come up and over the rabbit. I don't know if it was, like, the time I was stitching it or what was happening mentally. I made so many counting errors on this bad boy. So many. So many. I probably stitched more than 200 with the amount that I would like stitch and frog, and it was all in this rabbit. Like, it's just, at the end, I was like, I don't even care anymore. Did I get 200? I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to look at this project. Originally, I had this project kind of slated as a travel project. I kept it in a little zip bag that I got from Paige. It says rather be reading on there. And it was just like crumpled down in here. So I should pull this out this spring and just get a finish on it. But now I just got frustrated. I don't know if I want to touch it again for a while. This is on a piece of 28 count Charles Craft linen of some sort. It's funny, whenever I first started using linen, I was like, I don't know why people are haters on the Charles Craft. Like, it's not that bad. This one really isn't, I guess, that bad, but picking it up after stitching on other types of like linen and even weave and stuff like that, I'm like, I don't know, man. It's a real see-through over here. So that is that. I'm putting this away. This was just a very frustrating experience this week that I do not wish to repeat anytime soon. Alas, I may have to. All right, next project. I am putting it in my oldest project bag that I made.
Was that for me?
No.
Got it. Catch you later.
We're getting rid of these, okay? First off, Amazon is just spying on everybody, and I just need to get rid of them. I need to pull it. Like, this is annoying. I hate that so much. What did I even say that would trigger something like that? This is my oldest project bag, and I made this project bag years and years ago. Self-drafted pattern, made it well before I ever knew about floss tube or like cross-stitch community as a whole. So it's not the most beautiful thing in the world, but it's made out of these little dandelion puff fabrics, and then I've got some upside down like kitchen stuff in there, and my fancy cock pin, love that. It just has a little flappy top on it. The project I am keeping in here is V is for Valentines. Don't remember the designer, but I'll pop it up here. This is, though, on a piece of 28 count rosewater linen by hand dyed by Vera. Okay, really quick, shout out to Hand Dyed by Vera. Her fabrics are amazing. The colors are so pretty, and I'm pretty sure all of her dyes are natural dyes. Yep, naturally hand dyed fabrics. And one of my other favorites that she does is acacia. It's like a really beautiful warm brown, but this rosewater is showing up fairly true, I would say. It's like a pinkish yellow linen. It's just really pretty, and this DMC color that I've got is popping off of this really well. I started this little small, this Valentine's Day small, with Megan the Seattle Stitcher and Beck from Beck Stitches Everything. And who else? I think maybe Amy from Thread Gremlins, and then somebody on Instagram. She doesn't have a floss tube. I'm so sorry. I think her name's Brittany, but I'm pretty sure her Instagram is Brioni. If I'm butchering that, I'm so sorry. Anyways, I'm going to try to finish this soon. It's got some 1/1 stitching down here at the very bottom. And I am saving that little treat for last. I didn't realize there was 1/1 until somebody in the group was like, ooh, that 1/1, right? And I'm like, oh, y'all, I didn't realize. I don't like 1/1 stitching. It's just something that I don't enjoy very much. So this is also a new start. Started this in the last couple weeks, and if I sat down for one good stitchy session, I'm pretty sure I could almost finish it up. Next project on my list here is, let's see, this is a Nora Corbett Designs, and this one is called Glittering Leaves. It lives in an Amazon bag. This is my first Nora Corbett pattern that I have stitched on, and this is what she looks like right now. This pattern is gorgeous. First off, I really like it. The story behind this pattern is that I was on one of the Mirabilia or Nora Corbett Facebook groups one day, and people were talking about recharting this fairy because they thought it was like it had belly fat, which I won't get on my soapbox right now. I'm pretty sure some of the thread got deleted, but they're like, she's got a belly roll. So I was like, this thing is creepily like skinny and lanky. What do you mean she has belly fat? Are you actually kidding me? Let me just put a picture up of what she's supposed to look like. They were like, I removed her back stitch belly roll, I think was like the term that got me. And anyways, I thought it was a very beautiful project. I decided to pick it up and stitch it. This is a color conversion that I've come up with. I could try to give you all the colors I'm using here, there, and everywhere. But so much of this is just, I had all of the fall colors that I really wanted to use, and I made them into blends. I just placed things where I thought visually looked really pretty. I will tell you, it is a mixture of Alforce embroidery floss, mostly Roxy floss, I would say, a little bit of DMC, and then her hair and skin is called for. So I think I have put this off for a while because I really just didn't want to stitch her arms. And so during this project, I started stitching down here. I've probably got another like 50 or so stitches to go before I actually hit 100 or 200. This is the project I'm like currently working on for the 200 stitch project, but here she is in all of her glory. This fabric, I am not sure what it is stitched on, but I really, really like this fabric. It's like a gray with some very light blue modeling in it. It's really pretty. And I think it's making some of those colors pop for sure. Next project is one you have seen more recently. And that is Dark Golden Delicious by the Artsy Housewife. It's in a project bag that I don't like. I'll show it to you. Here's the back of it, which is cute fabric. And then here's the front of it. I'm just not a fan of my fabric choices here, really, and I don't like the chunky zipper. It's fine. It serves a purpose. I won't get rid of it. Anyways, this is where we are currently at. Since you last saw this, I think I've added all of the fill-in here. I've added more small blocks of color down there. I've moved color up and have started another one of the chunky little flowers in the border. This border's no joke, y'all. I like working on this project. You can kind of get into a groove with it, really, with like, you know, your stitch paths and stuff. But yeah, I think it's turning out really well. Again, here's the information on the fabric because I don't have it off the top of my head. And I do know it's on a 20 count. I want to say this is Heather, 20 count Heather by Picture This Plus, but I'm not 100% sure. So we'll see. This is also my full moon stitch, and I'll be pulling it out every month on the full moon. I think the next full moon is in February, like early February, maybe the 2nd. So we will see this project then, because it's already been pulled once for Wildcard Wednesdays. And so I think probably next time we see it is at the full moon. Next, another very fun project that I set really lofty goals for. Not goals, I love to overcomplicate a project with the additions of like Cardinal or beads, and sometimes it can get a little overwhelming when you just want to pick something up and stitch on it quick. However, I stand by my decisions, and I think that when I do finish this project, it's going to be gorgeous. What I'm talking about is Winter Girl by Barbara Anna Designs, and it's a shame you're not going to be able to see the sparkle in this, but it is there. And I love these colors. This color palette is gorgeous. I've really been gravitating towards these like deep, like cooler tone colors recently. I think I've said this in the past, like when I think about my own personal color palette of like what I like to wear, and a lot of like my home decor is more in line with what you saw in Glittering Leaves, right? Like I love like rich, warm tones, but something recently about some purples that has really been getting me. So what I have done here is I am substituting some of the DMC or like called for with like Cardinal. So you'll see that in the purple, and you can see that some like here in this sparkly like peacock leaf design. I've also got some little blank spots here where I will be adding beads. What's an overworked pattern to me without beads? This is on I think this is a 18 count, one of a kind fabric by Banana Oil. I really do love Banana Oil fabrics. Truly, it's one of my favorite, like, one of a kind dyers. They sell on Etsy. And I don't know, I think this is washing out just a little bit. This is a like grayish purple, very light purple, very, very light. But I do think it is going to look really nice on this project. Everything and all my supplies are here in this Amazon bag. I've got a bead box for this somewhere else, but you can see I've got a lot of pretty Cardinal and what is this? Is it a Cinture or Cintuate gloss? So it's pretty. I love this project. It's a little finicky to work on, but alas, it is what it is. Okay, the next one is another one I don't think you've seen. I've had it in stash for a while. It's a project that it's gift stitching, which I struggle at gift stitching. This is even more gift stitching because I don't really care too much about what this is. But the project I'm talking about is Ozzy by Thread Poetic. A few things. This linen sucks. Like, it is like absolutely like hi, I could like do a whole floss tube and you'd be able to see my entire face through this linen if I wanted to. I don't like it, but it is what it is. I've got too much stitching in it at this point. I also had started a Evertote Modern Folk Embroidery like Valentines project on it that I did not like. So I don't know. I don't think I'll have to rip it out for this project, but we'll see. But that's what's living back there. So a UFO. I just need to finish this so it stops taking up space in my project bag. Which is one of my favorite project bags too. So I don't know why I'm doing that. It's this project bag that I made again, and it is a like fruit theme with a little animal print there and a funky zipper. I love this bag. Most of my bag patterns, by the way, by most of my bag, it's not my pattern. The pattern that I use is always from Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. She's got fantastic ones. Just, yeah. Works so well for what I do and what I like. I'm just throwing these and I am going to regret that. I will not like this in a little bit whenever I'm cleaning everything up. How's everybody doing? I'm gonna grab a drink of water. I feel like y'all have all watched these videos time and time again. So I don't know if you're burnt out from WIP parades, but thanks if you made it this far, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We only have a few projects left, and here's what we've got. Remember those plans? Okay, I need to be better about this. I've got a hanging thread and everything. This is my Owl Forest Embroidery Black Forest Owl. I'm the host of the hashtag Black Forest Owl. And I am miserably behind. Like I need to like pick up the pace. And I am enjoying this for sure. I just got done with this like fiddly little border right here, and there's like a pretty flower that goes here in the middle. But I do love this. I love this pattern, and I just need to continue to make progress on it. I cannot let this languish for too long or it will just stay forever, which is not okay. I do have some of my accent colors in. So I've got this dark blue, my favorite green, and this light purple. So yeah, we will keep working on it. I'm doing this on a piece of 32 count Mirkwood by Rogue Fabrics. So I'm making it. Also, all of my flosses are from Roxy Floss. I do think Roxy Floss is probably one of my favorite. When it comes to overdyed cottons, I think Roxy Floss is my favorite. When it comes to silks, it's all Dinky Dyes. I don't know. I just love it. Next is one pattern that you have seen and heard me talk about during Flossmas if you stuck around for that. It is in this little project bag, self-drafted bag pattern. I didn't like it. It kind of got wonky on the top, but it is what it is. I did like the fabric though. This little constellation fabric is cute. The pattern I am talking about is All's Calm by Lilas Studios. And it is here. I think I am just going to continue to eat my vegetables with this pattern and do the border. I have found that if I do the border, I am able to just get through that because it is the hardest part for me. And then I'll do like the fun center, right? This is what it is looking like right now. I will say this border is finicky and annoying because of all of like the little branches and trying not to travel with this thread. It is what it is though. I'm fine. We're fine. Let's see. I'm not sure what the fabric is. I'll pop it up here. But I am using all of the called for threads, and these aren't the only threads, I don't think, but these are like the three main colors here. And these are all the Gentle Arts sampler threads or Simply Shaker. So very minimal color pattern or color palette, but it is, it's a good one. I think it's a really pretty Christmas design. Not really feeling Christmas right now. I'm kind of over the holidays, over Christmas patterns, but this will probably come back out maybe in Christmas in July, or if it gets called for a Wildcard Wednesday. Next, a pattern you have also seen ad nauseum, and you're probably tired of hearing me talk about it. I did not put 200 stitches in this because this is for me, it is a holiday stitch. As the equinoxes and stuff come around, I will be stitching on those days, and I didn't want to like jump the gun and stitch one beforehand. So the details on this is that it is a pattern called Wheel of the Year by Tusk and Cardinal from one of her books. I'm not gonna say anything more about this because I have talked about it a lot lately. It's on a piece of 32 count. I'm not good with fabric today, guys. Sorry. I don't know what's on. I've said it a million times, but I've lost it. Okay, I'm also realizing I'm down to one last project here, but I'm missing a project, which is highly concerning based on... Okay, let's just get through this, and then maybe I'll run out and look for my other one. Okay, let me tell you, actually, now I can't do it because now I'm stressing. I'm missing October Mood by Embroidery, and I have all of my stitching bags here. Oh my gosh. I don't take my stitching out really, except for to Taekwondo, and I've never taken that one out of the house, so it's fine. I'll be back to find that. No, I'll be right back. Okay, frantic searching over. I forgot I had it in a project basket, and it was like stacked with some like baskets of DMC. Whew, I was like, girl, I did not just lose one of my favorite projects of all time. Let me just show you that one really quick before I move on, now that I've rescued it. Sorry, I did not iron this one, but here we are. Oh, gosh, this is so good. I just want to pull this out always. This is October Mood by Embroidery. Check out that border. I'm sorry, it's gorgeous. I am using the Embroidery threads for this. Nothing beats them. I saw somebody post recently that they were making a conversion for like threads to other overdyes, and I would be interested to see how accurate that is, because I don't know, I just don't think you can beat these threads sometimes, especially for their projects. This is on a piece of 20 count Aida. It is by Bestitch Me, and I think it's called vanilla custard, something vanilla. It's probably my favorite neutral of all time. Of course, fabric's eluding me today. I would love to stitch on obviously I haven't put 200 stitches in this, so I'm excited to put more stitches in it. I would love to just have this border knocked out before like Halloween and fall stitching came along. Just might make that a short like sprint goal for myself in the near future. And with that, I have one last project to talk about, and that is the Twigs and Tea Sow by Fine Frog Stitching. I am making progress slowly but surely. I love this project. It is another one that I overcomplicated for myself, and I am so glad I did, because I love how I've done this. I have added beadwork and a little bit of Krynic to this pattern. Like, look at the owl's glasses. They're like nice and metal looking. Since you saw this last, I've come in and I've added part of the portrait here. It'll probably take me another 10 minutes to just like finish stitching the little portrait scene. And I think the next thing I'm gonna do is move up and maybe stitch what's up here, or I might come down here with this cake. I've got exciting ideas for the cake. I don't know if I said it's by Fine Frog Stitching. It's on a piece of 16 count Aida by Witch's Garden Crafts. It was the Aida that came with this stitch along, like so. It was made for this piece, and that's that. Can y'all believe I have touched? It is Thursday. Can you believe I have touched almost all of this in the last 4 days. Who am I? Slow snail stitching? I'm about to change the name over here. Speedy snail stitching. Again, this has been such a fun experiment in just touching your WIPs. I cannot recommend it enough. I think you would be shocked at what you find yourself redrawn to. In my case, it made me really excited to get back into some of these projects that I have let languish a little bit. Specifically Black House by Long Dog Samplers and Winter Girl by Barbara Anna. I overcomplicated those projects, or at least the Barbara Anna one, for a reason, to like embellish them and in my opinion, you know, give them just a little extra pizzazz. And while that might be a little harder to like, you know, execute or it makes it a little bit more finicky, I do think like the end result's gonna be worth it. But yeah, I have hopes that for some of these things I can go ahead and knock them out and finish them fairly soon. So there's a couple projects that I'm thinking about, or I'm kind of like looking at over here, that I think if I really gave myself like a solid like stitchy session, I could either make like significant progress on, like the tomato and Hare. As much as like that one kind of makes my eyelid twitch right now, I could probably knock that out fairly quickly. Same thing with the gift stitching for like the Ozzy thread Poetic piece. I could probably get some work done on that really quickly. So yeah, I'm excited with all of my WIPs. I am really actually happy with most of them right now, and I'm happy at the number that I'm at. I do think I will probably add, you know, another pattern or two before I really end up finishing a bunch, but I feel like I've made enough progress on almost all of these to feel good about where I'm at WIP count wise. I do think that I am going to discontinue the plan section of my video for a little bit. I might rebrand it to be like whatever suits my fancy, and here's what I think my fancy might be for the next little bit. Maybe it'll be more of like a guessing game, or a, you know, like let's take bets on if I actually do it or not. For now, I think that, again, I've got a couple of these projects that I still need to put 200 stitches in. So just because this video is over doesn't mean I'm going to, you know, give up on kind of the experiment overall. But I do think whenever the experiment's over, I will be getting more stitching done on the Twigs and T-Sal, because I am making that a focus piece until I finish. I need to get more stitching done on the Schwartzvald, the Alforst Embroidery Black Forest Sal piece. And I am going to spend some quality time with Black House by Long Dog Samplers. So thanks for sticking in here. If you have made it this far, why don't you, I don't know, give me the little like needle emoji, because your girl's been stitching like crazy. And otherwise, I will see y'all in 2 weeks for a normal floss tube, even though technically this was this was a normal floss tube, but I will see you in 2 weeks, and until then, be safe, take care of yourself, take care of others, be a good person, act right. Goodbye.